You've seen the alarming headlines, home sellers slashing prices. But is the housing market really crashing, or is there more to the story? Today, we're cutting through the noise to reveal what's really happening with home prices. Don't let fear-mongering fool you. Let's dive into the facts. Hi everyone, Meral Ibrahim here, realtor with Coldwell Banker Realty in the beautiful Palm Beaches, Florida. Here's the deal. Home prices are actually higher now than they were this time last year. And while they're still expected to keep going up, it'll be at a slower pace. So don't let those scary headlines fool you. Let's break down what's really happening with home prices. The latest national data from Case-Shiller and the Federal Housing Finance Agency shows they're going up. Look at these graphs. So if you look at the trends, home prices were climbing throughout most of 2023. But during December and January, they pretty much leveled off, which is totally normal for that time of year. Recent data from Fannie Mae shows that nearly 1 in 4 people still think home prices are going to drop. If you're worried about that, here's what you need to know. A lot of this fear likely comes from what you're hearing in the media or reading online. But remember, negative news sells. You might not be getting the full story, just the clickbait version. Jay Thompson, a real estate industry consultant, puts it well. Housing market headlines are everywhere. Many are sensational, ending with exclamation points or predicting impending doom for the industry. Clickbait, the sensationalizing of headlines and content, has been an issue since the dawn of the internet, and housing news is not immune to it. Let's set the record straight with some real data. Home prices actually went up for most of the past year. Case-Shiller releases a monthly report on home price changes. And if you check out their data from January 2023 to the most recent numbers, here's what you'll see. What do you notice when you look at this graph? It kind of depends on what color catches your eye. If you focus on the green, you'll see that home prices went up for most of the year. But if the red stands out to you, you might zero in on the 2 slight declines. That's what a lot of media coverage does. Since negative news sells, they often highlight these small dips. But that misses the bigger picture. Here's what the data really shows. There's way more green on that graph than red. And even those 2 red bars are so slight, they're almost flat. Overall, home prices still went up over the year. It's perfectly normal for home price growth to slow down in the winter. Fewer people move during the holidays and at the start of the year, so there's not as much upward pressure on prices. That's why the green bars toward the end of the year show smaller price gains. The big picture here is that home prices went up last year, not down. To break it down, Case-Shiller, the source for the data in that graph, puts it like this. Month-over-month numbers were relatively flat. However, the annual growth was more significant for both indicators, rising 7.4% and 6.6% respectively. If one of the top expert organizations tracking home prices says these tiny dips are nothing to worry about, why should we be concerned? Even Case Shiller points out that those dips were practically flat and that home prices actually grew over the year. Now, a recent article from Redfin says price drops hit highest level in 18 months as high rates dampen buyer demand. That might make you think prices are declining. Now, it's true that the latest report from realtor.com shows 16.6% of homes on the market had price reductions in May, up from 12.7% last May. But that doesn't mean overall home prices are falling. The key is understanding the difference between the asking price and sold price. Understanding asking price versus sold price. When we talk about the asking price or listing price, it's the amount a seller hopes to get for their home. But sellers can't just slap any price on their house and expect it to sell for top dollar. Today's buyers are savvy, and with higher mortgage rates straining their budgets, they're less willing to pay a premium. So sellers have to adjust, and that's what's happening now. The asking price can change based on market factors and the offers a seller receives. So if a seller isn't getting much interest, they might lower the price to spark more activity. Often, this happens because the home was overpriced from the start. That's where price reductions come in. When you see price drops in headlines, it can sound like home prices are falling. Mike Simonson, CEO and founder of Altos Research, says not only is the share of homes with price cuts elevated compared to 1 year ago, but more price cuts are happening each week than last year. But remember, the final sold price is what a buyer actually pays when the deal is done. Here's the key point. Actual sold prices are still rising, and they're expected to keep going up for at least the next 5 years. What does this mean for home prices? So while we're seeing more price reductions lately, it doesn't mean overall home values are dropping. Instead, it shows that demand is leveling off and sellers are adjusting their expectations to match today's market reality. So, check this out. Even though we're seeing home price cuts lately, home values are still climbing year after year, just like they usually do in the housing market. The Federal Housing Finance Agency says home prices jumped up by 6.6% over the past year. Take a look. This map shows how prices rose just about everywhere in the country, indicating the market is not in decline. So while seller price reductions are often a leading indicator that prices may moderate in the months ahead, which experts have been saying for a while is expected to happen, they aren't actually or necessarily reason for alarm. The same article from Redfin also states those metrics suggest sale price growth could soften in the coming months as persistently high mortgage rates turn off home buyers. For now, the median home sales price is up 4.3% year over year to another record high. And given how tight the inventory is right now, it's way more probable that we'll see prices leveling off in the coming months rather than taking a nosedive. Why this is good news for buyers and sellers. For buyers, it's a win-win. More reasonable asking prices mean a better shot at snagging a home without breaking the bank. Plus, you can step into the market with some peace of mind, knowing that prices are steadying instead of shooting through the roof. And for sellers, getting the gist of adjusting your asking price can speed up your sales and cut down on haggling. Starting with a fair price can draw in more serious buyers and make the whole selling process smoother. In this video, we've tackled the misconceptions surrounding recent headlines about home price reductions. Despite the noise, data from sources like Case-Shiller and the Federal Housing Finance Agency show that overall home prices have been on the rise. While we've seen some adjustments in asking prices, it's more about market dynamics than a looming crash. For buyers, this means a better chance of finding a home at a fair price with less fear of prices spiraling out of control. And for sellers, it's about understanding the need to set realistic prices to attract serious buyers and ensure smoother transactions. So, whether you're looking to buy or sell, understanding the broader context of the housing market can help you navigate with confidence. Don't let sensational headlines scare you. Focus on the data and make informed decisions for your future in real estate. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And also, if you like, please leave a comment below, either about what you thought about this video or if you have a question. Thanks for watching and have a great day or night.